So in this video I'm going to rank the different ship sets of Stellaris. I'm just focused on the aesthetics of them, so even though the biological ship sets do have different gameplay mechanics, I'm not going to be accounting for that in my ranking.
So this is very subjective, just my opinions on how they look. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started.
So first we have the two biological ship sets. I'm going to start with Spinivore because my thoughts on this one informs my decision on the Shellcraft one, so it'll make more sense kind of doing it in this order. Spinivore is everything I really wanted out of a biological ship set. It really allows you to play as something like the Praetorian Scourge. It works really well for some kind of hive mind type devouring swarm playthrough. I'd also say it feels a little bit like the Nautiloid in Baldur's Gate. It's a very cool vibe, and it's definitely what I imagine when I think of biological ships. And overall, my opinion is it's S tier. The one thing about Spinivore is, in my eyes, it's a very evil Empire looking ship set. This one feels very like Devouring Swarm or Necrophage or something along those lines. However, I don't think I'd really pick this for a more friendly Empire. So Shellcraft basically is a biological alternative that feels a bit more flexible in the types of empires that might use it. It feels a bit more graceful. So they contrast each other well, as you have your evil biological ships and you have your more neutral biological ships. However, I just like the design of Spinivore so much more. My ranking for Shellcraft is going to be B tier. I think it's decent, it does its job, but there's a lot of other ones I like more. So now let's move on to the mechanical ships, and the first one we have is Humanoid. They're fine. I don't find myself using them very often. I don't really particularly like the shape of the ships. They're kind of flat. They feel like plates. I think these ones are okay, but they just don't do anything particularly interesting. I would put it in C tier. It does its job. It fulfills certain fantasies. Like, that is a thing that I'm always looking for, is what kind of Empire builds do I want to make? What are things from, other sci-fi universes that maybe you'd want to like do something similar to? It gives me very Star Trek vibes. Next up we have Machine. I think it's okay. I love the science ship. The science ship is amazing. I kind of wish the military ships had more of the science ship vibe because it's really cool. They're nice as a very high-tech faction. I do feel like the heat sinks somewhat are a little bit too big. I'm going to put it in B tier. Next up we have a Mammalian ship set. This is such a flexible ship set that I feel like can work for so many different types of empires. I like this a lot more as a kind of human ship set rather than the Humanoid. It feels more kind of UNSC rather than Star Trek kind of style. The Destroyer in particular, I really like the shape of. It's quite cool. I've used Mammalian a lot of different times. I think it's just a very good standard ship set. I could imagine robots being on this. I could imagine this being kind of a human ship or, any of the other Mammalian portraits. And I would put it in A tier. Next up we have Reptilian, which I feel very similarly to Mammalian. It also feels quite flexible as well. Like, I could imagine many different types of empires using this and it could fit in quite well. I feel like I would put this in B tier. Now we have the Avian ship set. This feels very sleek and high-tech. It feels like it would fit very well with lasers as your main weapon. It feels very much like the Asari ships, and it also kind of fits in with like the Covenant a little bit. I'm going to put this in A tier. Next we have the Arthropoid ship set. I quite like this as well. Feel kind of very durable and sturdy, and the color is nice for kind of a more bronzy looking ship. I also like the shape, very bug-like. I'm going to put this in A tier. And then Molluscoid, Molluscoid. I barely use this one ever. I just feel like other ship sets fulfill the kind of role that this one does, but do it better. It kind of is similar to Avian in like a very swooshy, organic feel, but then it's got this kind of yellowish tint to it. Like, if this ship set had, I think there was a mod at one point that I saw that did this, and I really liked that mod, but swap out that kind of base color instead of being this kind of tan color, which doesn't really feel like it fits the style. If it was pure white or chrome, or if it just was all based on your flag color or something else, like if there was a different color here, I think it could work quite well as like a high-tech kind of faction style. Like, I like the general shape of it. I'm going to put this in D tier. Not that I think it's bad. I wouldn't say that D tier in this ranking is kind of just meh. Next up, we have Fungoid. I like the kind of darker colors on this. I think the shapes, some of the ships, like say the cruiser, are pretty cool and have got this nice shape. But then you have something like the destroyer and the battleship, which are just very round, and I don't like them as much. I know that aerodynamic doesn't matter in space, but it doesn't feel, how do I describe it? Like it still feels like ships look better when they feel a little bit more aerodynamic, even though that really doesn't matter in space. Oh, why is the Titan got all of this green in it? All of the other ones are nice. I don't like when the ship sets add in colors that are not your flag color, because it makes it way more limiting which colors look right with it. Like in this case, the red-green does not look good. I'm going to put this one in C tier. Plantoid is next, and I really like Plantoid. I like the texture of it, this kind of somewhat hexagonal shapes on it, and this color is nice, and the shape is very cool as well. It reminds me a little bit of like the Hut ships, and I really, really like these leaves that are kind of these energy panels that feel like they're extra armor platings on the side, but it also gives that kind of planty feel without feeling like it's too specific. Like I could imagine non-plant empire still building a ship that looks like this, and that is super cool. It feels both flexible but also unique. Actually, frankly, I feel like it does everything Arthropoid does but better. I'm gonna put Plantoid up in S tier. Okay, next up, Lithoid. I really like the idea of Lithoid. I think in concept it's quite cool. You know, ships made out of rocks, and feels very magical, like it would fit like a very ancient empire. So I think it's quite cool. And the way that they have like the bits of the ship that are kind of like barely connected, kind of floating off of it, kind of with like whatever magnetic energy or whatever, however that works, is quite cool. So I think Lithoid is good, but it also like only works for Lithoid empires. Like it's super specific. To give an example, like Plantoid, like I said, it feels like a plant, but I don't feel like I'd have to be, you know, if I look at the different portraits, I don't have to be Plantoid to play that. Like I could even imagine a human faction building a ship like this, whereas anything other than the Lithoid portraits wouldn't fit the Lithoid ship set. It doesn't even feel like the Lithoid ship set has a place for crew to be. It feels more like kind of an automated, like it's all crystal, like where is anyone in this ship? So yeah, it fulfills that one very specific fantasy well, and it's really cool in its design. But if you're not going for Lithoid, it doesn't really work. So it's not, this one was it's not flexible at all. It does the one thing it does very well, but it only does that one thing. And because of that, I'm going to give it just a C tier ranking. Next up, we have Necroid, which I like quite a lot. It's very good for a sleek but evil empire. It would be hard to justify on an empire that isn't very edgy. Like it's a very edgy design, and I love it for that. It's got this nice black texture to it. It both feels high tech and elegant. Let's put this in A tier. Next up, we have Imperial, and this ship set is great. I love the Imperial ship set so much. This one could fit in with really any kind of empire. It's very good. It's sturdy. I've used this quite a few times. It's just got a really nice blocky shape to it. And the science ship is so cool with like the electric thing as it goes past. I really like the science ship as well. I'm going to put Imperial in S tier. And next up we have Aquatic. For one, it's so bright with all of the blue bits. If it was dimmer, I think that would be more okay. And I like the shape of these ships quite a bit, but the blue bits that are trying to make it look like it's kind of got this water section really feel like it only works for aquatic empires. Like it feels very specific to Aquatic. They also like clash with the colors. Like say Aquatic with this red bit doesn't look very good. If you go for a blue color, then it fits better. Even that blue is not right. Like if we maybe go this blue. Like if we go for like a white type thing, then it works pretty well. If these windows were dependent, if their color was dimmer and they changed color, with your flag color rather than always being blue, I think I would like this a lot more. I like the Destroyer quite a bit. If more of the ships were like the Destroyer, that would be nice. It's so close to being good. I'm going to be putting Aquatic in D tier. Then we have Toxoid, which I like this a lot. Particularly the cruiser is amazing. It's got this kind of like big center piece, which is nice. Like the construction ship is really cool. It feels like a good, very kind of scavenger type Empire. The one area that does make it Toxoid a little bit worse is all of these tubes have this very desaturated color. I wish it was a bit more saturated. Like if this was a nice deep red when I have this flag color, that would be perfect. But this kind of like light faded pink color doesn't look particularly good. So you kind of have to tweak your flag color to get one that looks right. Like obviously, if you go for the more green type thing, that kind of works. I think usually like yellow, maybe like an orange. Like orange works for these pretty well, I feel like. But it's a little harder to find a color that fits this well. The blue kind of color works as well. Toxoid, I quite like a lot, so I'm putting it in B tier. So next up we have Cybernetic, and Cybernetic I think has this problem of the colors as well. I love the shape of the ship. The metal being colored, I wish it was just chrome and then only the lights were your color, but this kind of, it chooses based off your flag color is really limiting because some of the colors look awful on this. Like I think this works amazingly. Like if you do a white flag with the Cybernetic and you have the like super chrome ship, awesome. But something like the ones that are colors, like the blue it just looks weird to me. I guess the yellow kind of works if you want like a golden style ship. I mean, that's just a criticism of all of the ship sets that the colors are limiting. I wish you had more customization abilities for the colors of the ships independent from the flags. And even then the flags should be any color rather than just this limited palette. Honestly, if they gave us a color wheel where we could pick any color we want and then have primary, secondary, ship set color, and then Empire map color, that would be great. So I'm going to put this in B tier. It gets pulled down a bit because of the color issue. It might even be an S tier if it wasn't for the color issue. So next we have Psionic. If you pick a nice purple color for this, then it's brilliant. It works really well. It feels kind of like the Covenant ships as well. It's this like very high tech, very alien feeling kind of ship. It fits, of course, psionics if you want to go that route, but it also works for just high tech faction, similar to Avian. I like the cruiser is really nice as well. This is awesome. Very elegant style to it. Because the purple is there, regardless of what flag color you use, if you pick any other flag other than purple, it feels odd. It doesn't feel as good. I wish all of these bits that are purple were determined by your flag color, because that would give you more color flexibility. This one really only looks good with purple in my mind. Yeah, I think like blue works. But you kind of need to be in this range of like blue colors. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, you definitely need the cool tones, the oranges and stuff. There's something there with the orange. I'm not totally against that. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's as limiting as the Toxoid or Cybernetic ship set, but it does feel a little bit more limiting for which colors you can choose because of the built-in purple. I like the shape of these. I'd probably put it in B tier as well. And then next up we have Warden, which, oh my gosh, this is my favorite ship set in the game. It's so cool. It works well with any color. It's just got like a really nice shape to it. It could work for a wide variety of different types of empires. I don't know what else to say about this one. I mean, just look at it. It's so good. Instant S tier. And then we finally have Thermophile. This one is very, very specific to needing to use a Thermophile portrait, settle thermal worlds. Like you really got to lean into that Thermophile playstyle for it to look right. It just would not fit any other empire because it's got this like lava texture all over it. To me, I do not like this lava texture. It bothers me so much. It reminds me of those like Call of Duty gun skins to me. I do find the colony ship kind of funny with like you can actually see a volcano in it. That is quite fun. I enjoy that quite a lot. But this one, in my mind, it's just so hyper specific. It's got similar problems to Lithoid in that it only works for a Thermophile playthrough. It doesn't work for anything else. You know, something like Toxoid, however, even though that's, you know, made for the Toxoid DLC, it doesn't feel like you have to lean into Toxic as your theme for your Empire for me to want to use this ship set. Same with, like, say, Psionic or Mind Warden. They don't feel like I have to be playing as a Psychic Empire. I don't have to be playing as an anti-Psychic Empire for me to like these ship sets. Thermophile is like the most egregious offender of this. Even, I would say even worse than Lithoid in some ways. Lithoid, I could maybe somewhat imagine a non-Lithoid empire using these, maybe. Like, particularly if you're going like for like a very ancient empire. I like the shape of the Thermophile ships mostly. Like, if they had a different texture, I might like them more. I don't know. Even the shape is It feels very similar to me, like the Molluscoid ship in terms of shape. This is the only ship set that I actually like don't like and would never use.
So it's going in F tier.
So that's my ranking for all of the different ship sets. I'd be very curious to know what your thoughts are and whether you have different opinions to what I do. Again, this is very subjective. This is just what I think, and it's mostly about the aesthetics. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.